Hello, thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and my name is Nehru. Thank you so much for tuning in to subscribers that are new and that have been here for a while, and to new listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Certainly, feel free to subscribe to the channel. This is a place where we are pursuing our highest, purest, truest forms, and that is esoteric. We are leaving the matrix. We have left the matrix, and we are transitioning into the fifth level of consciousness, and I'm going to share some things with us today in regards to that and what that looks like, and coming into alignment with self. So, I want to talk about the 5 stages of spiritual growth or spiritual awakening. Okay? 5 levels of spiritual growth or spiritual awakening. So, let's have a look. So, the first, and the music in the background is the 7 archangels clearing dark energy alpha waves. Okay? Goodbye to fear, subconsciously, consciously. So, hopefully it's not too loud, and hopefully at the same time you can hear it enough to where it's beneficial. So, the first stage of these 5, I have 5 there. I mean, you could come up with how many ever. Again, whenever someone mentions 12 principles of 12 spiritual laws, 12 principles, understand that there's more. You carry around 66 books, most of us, if we have a physical Bible. And first of all, I would put that book down for a minute. But that book is a fraction of the truth. And that is really what the 3D world is all about. And that is the first level of spiritual awareness. Okay? So the first level is the 3D matrix, and that is the unconsciousness. You've heard me talk about the unconsciousness and how when we function in unconsciousness, we are led astray by those who are even more karmic and narcissistic and low vibration than we are. Because if the blind are leading the blind, we know where they end up. But not only that, the blindness is magnified. So if I'm blind, and then someone who is trying to help me cross the street is also blind, we are compounding that energy. And so now not only one person stands the risk of being hit and perhaps mortally wounded, there's also now 2, right? So unconscious living looks like this. You are inundated by the influences and things around you in the world, okay, that are of the world, okay? So what does this look like? You get fired from your job. Your reaction in all of these stages that I mentioned, your reaction determines what stage you are at, okay? Your response determines what stage you are at and your maturity, your spiritually mature level, or your maturity level spiritually. Let me say it like that. Okay? All right. So, unconsciously. So this means, okay, you complain about your job, you complain about your boss, confirmation with the phone call, it's Yelp. Calling to probably try to get me to pay for advertising or something. Oh, by the way, I have officially sent out the email letting all of my clients know. I don't have a lot left. Thank you, doppelgangers and witchcraft workers. I don't have a lot of clients left, but to those clients who, I don't think any of them listen to the channel. I don't even think they're aware. Well, one of them is aware. But I don't think they listen. I don't know. They might. If they do, thank you very much. And yeah, we can still keep in touch and if we're divinely connected, that energy is there and they understand that. So I don't have to explain that to them. They're on it. I mean, They're sharp, so I don't have to worry about that. So anyway, I sent out officially yesterday the email telling all of my current clients that I am officially getting out of the tax and accounting business. Sent out that email yesterday, okay, 4/29, and let them know that I was going into an industry completely unrelated to tax and accounting, and I'm happy to do so. I look forward to enjoying. I have a feeling it's not going to be entirely as much as I would probably want it to be. But to some degree, I look forward to living and I already am to some degree, living my monk lifestyle. I look forward to that. And I'm enjoying that already. 555 on the timer. I'm enjoying it already. I enjoy the solitude. I enjoy the tranquility, not having all the clouds, the dark clouds and the muck and the mire and all that junk, the mud all over me from society. I love that. I love that. Again, when I say that, I always have to think about personal relationships, and I think that is not going to fit very well into a marriage. Me living as a monk, wanting to be by myself 18 hours that's not going to do very. I don't know how they're going to deal with that. Whoever that is, if they're considering that, I don't know. So, admirers, I don't know. Maybe you can share some insight with me. I don't see how that's going to work. And I'm just being honest. Understand this, people. You cannot stop what comes towards you. The universe is simply bringing offers to you. You don't have to accept them. Right? If I bring you a shit sandwich, you don't have to eat it. Really? You have complete free will. That's what the people who are functioning unconsciously in level 1 do not understand. Because they're functioning in the 3D. Everything around their external environment affects them. So if you're happy, that has to do with an external influence. If you're sad or depressed, that has to do with an external influence. You are functioning in your unconscious self at the lowest level. At the lowest level, at the most simplistic level, at the darkest level. Okay? So, and we all have dark and light energy. So next stage, first stage, 3D matrix, unconscious living. You don't meditate. You have no idea who you are. You think your name is John Smith and that's all who you are. You think your parents are John Smith Sr. and Mary Smith Sr. You don't have any idea about really truly who you are and where you come from. You are functioning unconsciously in the 3D matrix. Level 2. Awakening or awareness. I like to call it awareness. Okay, so I like awareness. So awareness. So what does that mean? So awareness happens because some traumatic event happens. It could be a near-death experience. It could be a traumatic relationship loss. It could be you meeting a soulmate, that soulmate betraying you. When you thought it was going to be like some sort of guarantee and Most High's order and divine purpose and plan for your life. Like it could be something traumatic like that. They left you at the altar. It could be something. In order to get to the awakening point, it has to be something dramatic and traumatic that happens that puts you into that place. We hear these stories all the time. Confirmation with the helicopter. I'm feeling like MASH. Go Army. Let's go, baby. Go Army. Soldier to the death. So anyway, I zoned out there for a minute. I was really enjoying that. I really like that song. I think it's called Angela. I think is the name of that song. So awakening or awareness. So when this happens, so I will again use myself as an example. To me, even though I'm an earth angel, and I always have been an earth angel, even though I've healed myself when I was a kid, even though I've done these miraculous things, even though I've had these dreams as a child, even though I've been prophetic all my life, even though I've been empathic all my life, even though I've been isolated and I'm the black sheep of both sides of the family, all of that, for 46 years and 9 months, I still was functioning unconsciously. With all of that going on during those years, I was still functioning unconsciously. I was still loving unconditionally. I was still loving and forgiving easily. I was still all of those things. During those years, the sperm donor took my wife and my daughter. I forgave him easily. It took 3 years for me to get over that. I won't downgrade the trauma of that, but even that wasn't enough to kick me into the dark night of the soul and my awakening. I had to meet someone who would trigger that because of a betrayal. And when they triggered that, that's when I fully stepped into the awareness. Okay, it was 11:11 when I said that. When I stepped into the awareness of who I truly am. And that, again, happened at 46 years and 9 months of walking in this lifetime on this planet physically. Okay, so when you become aware, then you start to take a step back, and then you start to venture into the next stage. And so in the awareness stage, you're going through the dark night of the soul. You are ascending. You're starting to meditate. You are learning what chakras are. You are learning how to cleanse your energy. You are perhaps getting downloads from your ancestors now. You are hearing voices. Things are happening around you, perhaps that you cannot understand. You are noticing synchronicities. They've happened your entire life, but you are now noticing the synchronicities. So when you look at the clock and it's 4:11, you see 4:11 and you see 4:11 5 times in a day. You go to the store, the total bill was 777. You go to the grocery store and it's 1414 on the receipt. You start recognizing these things. You are now at the awareness level. Now, so from the awareness level, then you get curious. We get curious. I did. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got curious, and then I decided to do some research. The majority of the information that I have received, I will tell you, has come through downloads. It's come through me meditating. That is by far the number one reason or way that I've gotten information. Okay? Not through reading books, not through tarot, not through psychics, not through palm readers, not through sorcerers, not through witchcraft. Through meditating is the number one way that I have gotten the information that I have received. I already knew that I was esoteric, even in my unconsciousness. And these are the earth angels. These are the high vibrating people. So they are people who are selected. Okay? And again, it's not because you're not. See, Michael Jordan was selected to be 6'6". He was the first person in his generation in like 6 generations to be over 6 feet tall. He was meant to be what he was meant to be, and he had to be born with the right equipment in order to be born to do that. Okay? He probably wasn't going to be considered the GOAT by the majority if he was born with the physicality of a Muggsy Bogues. And again, nothing against Muggsy Bogues. If you're 5'3" and you make it to any pro level, congratulations, you are a hell of an athlete. Okay? So, let alone basketball at 5'3". so kudos and shout out to Muggsy Bogues, you know? In fact, let me look that up. I brought his name up, so let me look it up. Let me see if there's any significance with him today. Let me see. So he was born January 9th of 65. He's 58 years old. He's 5'3", 138 pounds. Okay? So, where was he born? Oh, Maryland, Baltimore. So Baltimore might be significant for you. Yep, and he went to Wake Forest. So yeah. So third stage, you are in search. So you are curious now. You are eager now. You are doing your research. You're finding out about your background, your ancestors, where you come from, your previous lives. You're getting downloads from Most High about your previous life, perhaps occupations and things that you've done in the past. You're getting downloads about the truth. You've stepped away from religion. You stepped away from religion probably during the awakening stage. Okay? Stepped away from religion. You started to go internal, and you started to realize the power that is inherent and available to you. Okay? Even as you are in the form that you are in right now as a human. Because it's just a form of you. It's just a different form. Okay? It's nothing different than water. You pour water into anything and it just simply takes on its shape. So esoterically, okay, you are energy, spirit. So when you pour yourself into something, it becomes that thing. Are you hearing me? Okay. So, fourth level. Again, third level is search, and I call that sponge. Actually, I wrote down sponge. So I have sponge written down. So you are soaking in, you are hungry, you are eager. I am, right? And I still am, even though I'm beyond that phase. I am still very, very, very hungry. Today I am in alignment, but that hunger cannot be quenched. That hunger could not be quenched for me, even when I was functioning in my unconscious level. And I don't think I was ever completely functioning unconsciously. I've always been aware. I think maybe most are, right? To some degree, even though, again, for times and years we ignore them. Okay? So, what's after the sponge phase? Then we get to living your authentic self. So living your authentic self, you don't care what your neighbors think. You don't care what your former pastor thinks. You don't care what the former church members thinks or current church members think. You don't care what your boss thinks. You don't care what your spouse thinks, son thinks, daughter thinks. You don't care what your parents think. You don't care what your siblings think. You are living your true self. So if you want to quit your job and go into self-employment, you do that. Because you're 18 minutes exactly on the timer. That's 666 or 53, however you want to look at it. Okay? So, when we're doing these things, living our authentic self, you automatically become repellent to bugs. You automatically become repellent to rodents. You automatically become that. So if you want to run off the bad juju in your life, start living your authentic self. If you want to run off the bad karma and switch to dharma and get into dharma, get away from living your life based on someone else's rules, someone else's laws, someone else's traditions, someone else's philosophies, someone else's religion. Every religion is somebody else's religion. No religion is your religion. They're all created by a man who had some highfalutin idea. Every religion, there is one source. That is Ptah, the creator. There is one source from which everything stems. So we're going through the book of Enoch, and we talk about the Watchers and how they came to this planet, and the Watchers who were supposed to say why. So when you read in your false Bible, when you read in your Bible, the Bible is nothing more than an illustration of how we can raise our vibration, ascend. Crucified means to increase. Crucified doesn't mean to die. Look up the definition of crucified. You will be surprised to find out it means to increase or ascend. Crucified doesn't mean to die. Do you see how man has lied to you? Do you see that? Huh? So, you start to recognize some things throughout your research. You get to be and live your authentic self. You remove and denounce any and everything and everybody that is against your authentic self. So someone who is against you and doesn't want you to live your authentic self, they're sending you evil eyes, they're doing all this shit against you, they're holding you back at work, or if they're an employer or business partner, they're holding you back in that way. You notice how the energy changes when you are in this person's environment. Let me tell you, that's a leech. When you live authentically, you have to remove those leeches because they will literally suck you dry. Emotionally, mentally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, they will leave you barren and isolated. That's what they've tried to do to the collective. That's what they've tried to do to the earth angels, to the light workers, to the star seeds. Some of them are unalived. Okay? So we hear about these strange killings and all this sort of thing. I want to, again, you need to look at everything through a different lens. Not even just look differently, just look through a different lens. You need to get away from that telescope and switch to a different telescope that is far stronger and magnetizes far greater than that simplistic one over there at level 1 in the 3D. Okay? You need a stronger telescope. You need the one that's going to see the rock that Neil left on the moon. You need to be able to zoom in that close. You need that type of spiritual microscope to live your authentic life. And you can't be afraid. Okay? All that fear and all that stuff, trepidation and all that goes out when you get into your stage 2, your level 2, into your awareness. All that goes out the window. Okay? Don't feel bad if you're like, I can't help myself, and you just start absorbing information and people are looking at you like, what? You post something online or your social media platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, wherever, Twitter. And I've never had a Twitter account or TikTok. I've never had either one of them. And I guess that's like hearing somebody doesn't have a cell phone or email address today. I'm shocked when people tell me they don't have an email address. What's the next stage? Okay. Confirmation. Wow. Next stage, final stage, 5th stage, whoa, is confirmation. 2323 on the timer is alignment. Okay. So when you're in alignment, the 5th stage, you are on your purpose. You are doing, living, speaking, breathing, inhaling, exhaling the pneuma of the divine, of your original self, of the crystals that is in you and that flows up and down your vertebrae, your 33 vertebrae in your back. That crystal's fluid. You are there. Your crown is on. Your third eye is lit. You don't hold remorse against. You don't hold vengeance, guilt. You are not remorseful. You are the embodiment of Christ on the earth today. When you are in an alignment, and any other ascended master, when you are in alignment with yourself, and it's not about Christ and God and Jesus and all that. Again, what you will find out if you stick around on this channel, you will find out that all of that is you. You will find that out if you stick around. Because you will find out that within your physical body is the Bible. You will find out that within your physical body is the existence of the esoteric. You will find out that in your physical body, your organs are portals. You will find out stick around. Stick around. Okay? So these are the five. These are five, not the five. There's how many ever. And then you can get as intricate and detailed, right? But these are five stages of spiritual awareness or spiritual awakening. Okay? Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. My name's Nehru. This is The Encourager. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can do so by email at theencourager333@gmail.com. I feel like I don't have to say .com, but I say it, just, I don't know. No one says www anymore. So yes, email theencourager333@gmail. I am on Facebook at Nehru Patah, Nehruptah. You can find me on LinkedIn. If you type in or search for NEHRU, or you type in The Encourager, you will find me. Or my profile. You won't find me there, you'll find my profile. Where else can you connect with me? Instagram. On Instagram, I am The Encourager on Instagram. Those are the 3 social media platforms that I am on. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Tune in next time when we discuss more about who we are, how we are, our purpose. I have this angel book here, and I'm just sitting here flipping through this book, and I opened up to equilibrium, and that number is 333. It says, get some meditation going, embark on a workout routine, and finally start that vision board you've been procrastinating on. Your angels want you to look at the areas of your life that are not fully rounded out and self-correct. Nurture the mind, body, and spirit. That is what we're talking about here with these 5 steps of spiritual awakening, or 5 levels of spiritual awakening. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. This is The Encourager saying, be encouraged.